Hello YouTube, Freddie Cardona here. Welcome back to another episode of Driving and the News, where our mission is to document history. I wanted to take this time, since it's one day until Thanksgiving. I want to give thanks to all of my subscribers. I think I have about 1,700 and something subscribers right now, and I never thought I'd get to that point, and I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the rock stars. And a lot of that, the catalyst to my subscribers, is my Pride in Patterson playlist, which I'm very happy to report that we're going to be uploading every Saturday to that playlist. So expect a Patterson video every Saturday. Expect a Fred Drives video every Sunday. And expect a Driving and the News video Monday through Friday. Now, I just don't want it to be about the news when we do the weekday videos. I also want it to be about the neighborhoods that I drive through when I'm making the news videos. So I do these usually in my morning commute. So depending on what I have to do in the morning, I can make a longer video or maybe a very short video if I'm running late and I get to work in 5 or 6 minutes, in which case the news might, for that day in the video, might only be a couple of commercials and a few snippets. So I apologize for those kind of views as we go past Markow Paper Mill in Elmwood Park. But I wanted to give thanks to all of you, especially with this Driving in the News video. We're averaging about 50 views at the low end to 100 views at the high end. And that lets me know that this is being appreciated, especially for its historical purpose. And the reasoning for this playlist is so that someone can come in and maybe a year or two from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, heck, even 10 years from now, can go back to these videos and kind of see what was going on that particular day. So that's the reason for this playlist. We want to document history. There's very little audio history out there as it pertains to news radio. There's a lot of old time radio out there, apps that you can see old shows, but there's very little in terms of the news. All right, guys, so we're going to get right into it. For those of you who are not from the New York Metropolitan area or the Eastern Seaboard here in the United States, if you're watching me from out west, this broadcast is specifically 1010 winds originating from New York City. All right, let's get right to it.
Operation, so authorities can't really see how much power they're using. Mayor Adams is confirming reports he has ordered city agencies to make more budget cuts, the third time he's done that since taking office.
I believe that inside our agencies, we have to find efficiencies. We're going to do everything we can to find those efficiencies, to find the best cost savings possible.
This includes eliminating half of all currently vacant positions and having agencies find their own funding for any new initiatives. City Council Speaker Adrian Adams has an issue with slashing the headcount, saying we really can't afford to lose staff in those agencies that deal with the multiple crises we are facing. It's 45, skies are clear. We're going up to 54 in Midtown. Now this, Riverside Memorial Chapel, for generations a symbol of Jewish tradition and uncompromising quality. Mayor Adams says it's going to be easier to shop in Midtown this holiday season. Unless you're planning to drive to Midtown to do that, then it probably won't be easier.
Visiting Midtown around the holidays can be both magical and maddening.
A great area to be during the holidays, except the fact that it is crushing with the crowds and the traffic.
City Council member Keith Powers had been pushing for pedestrian-only streets around Rockefeller Center again this year. He's getting that and more. Fifth Avenue will be closed to cars for 3 Sundays in December.
So what we're trying to do is provide a little bit of relief for people that either work in the area as well, or they're just there to enjoy it, to make sure they have the actual space they need to get around that area and to enjoy the holiday season.
gridlock. Sam Schwartz, a former city traffic commissioner, says Fifth Avenue wasn't moving a lot of cars to begin with.
By closing it and announcing it, a number of people won't bother to take their cars in to see the tree by a car. Maybe they'll take public transportation.
Steve Burns, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in Midtown.
In Brazil, President Jair Bolsonaro is still questioning the election results 3 weeks after he lost his re-election bid. He says there was a bug in the software used to run Brazil's voting machines, and he's demanding that the votes cast on most of those machines be annulled. If that happened, Bolsonaro would have 51% of the remaining votes and he'd be the winner. But the Electoral Authority has already declared Bolsonaro's opponent, former President Lula da Silva, to be the winner. And even many of Bolsonaro's allies have accepted that outcome, although protesters in the streets of Brazil have not. News time, 7:11. Now it's traffic and transit on the lines from Karen Stewart.
We're going to check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels first. The inbound George Washington Bridge is a 25-minute wait. The inbound Holland is a 25-minute wait. The inbound side of the Lincoln is the best of the bunch here. 15 minutes, no more than that. We are slammed at the Bronx-bound Whitestone Bridge. Bronx-bound at the Whitestone, there's a broken-down car near center span, but closer to the Queens side, and we've got one lane blocked, and we are jammed back to 25th Avenue on the northbound Whitestone Expressway. Now, we do look good at the Frog's Neck on your approaches heading into the Bronx and on the bridge. However, we do have that Bruckner delay off the bridge getting up into Bronx and Pelham Parkway where there's long-term road work. So you are going to be slowed down at some point there. At the East River crossings heading into the city, we do have the inbound 59th Street Bridge with the heaviest traffic right now of all of the bridges and tunnels. Lower Manhattan, we've got the inbound Gowanus BQE eastbound combo really jammed from the Prospect up into Atlantic Avenue now. We're also pretty jammed on the westbound side of the Bell Parkway with delays now starting at Springfield Boulevard going out to the Van Wyck, and the Van Wyck North will be jammed from there up into Atlantic Avenue. Alternate side of the street parking is in effect for today citywide. We're sponsored by Cars for Kids. Our next report is 7:21. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now the 1010 wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast, which could definitely be worse for this time of the year, Dean DeVore.
You know, this is a great stretch here. I'm not sure that I remember this nicest stretch into and inclusive of the holiday. We have no worries about timing. You get out early to beat any rain here today. And we have no wind worries for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade for tomorrow. All systems go. We'll get up to about 54 today in the sunshine with that just a little bit of a gentle breeze tonight. Tonight's lows back to seasonable numbers in the upper 30s in the city, low 30s outlying areas, and then tomorrow's going to get back up to about 52 after we come up through the 40s during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in the morning. We do have rain showers in for Friday. I think there'll be some times where it feels like it's just steady rain for a bit. Light to moderate temperatures getting up into the low 50s. Saturday's dry, some sunny breaks, low 50s. Sunday is not dry. It's another wet day with some even steadier rain, I think, to slow you down on your way back into town or around to get ready for the upcoming work week ahead. 45 degrees under clear skies with the sunshine. It's going to get up to a nice 54 today. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore on New York's weather station, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Hi, this is Stu Leonard, and you won't believe where I'm standing. I'm in Pennsylvania's Lehigh Valley with my friend Dave, whose family's been raising turkeys for nearly 100 years on their sustainable farm. Our Stu's naked turkeys run around outside and they eat an all-natural vegetarian feed. Your family will go crazy over this moist, award-winning turkey. Listen to what these turkeys do when I whistle. Open a bottle of wine and I'm coming over.
So my biggest fear is there's going to be snakes in the toilet.
We're all afraid of that one strange thing. I'm Larry Mullins, the host of a new short 10-minute podcast called Your Weirdest Fears. We unpack where these fears come from.
A rat climbed into my toilet.
And learn how to manage them. Listen and subscribe to Your Weirdest Fears on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wednesday News Time, 7:15. Early voting has resumed in Georgia for the runoff election between incumbent Democrat Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker is neither ready nor fit to serve in the United States Senate.
That, of course, is Warnock. Walker obviously disagrees.
I want to get to the reason I'm here and the reason you're going to vote for me, because I'm going to be your champion.
The runoff's a rerun of the election earlier this month in which neither candidate got 50% of the vote, in part because a Libertarian candidate is now gone from the race. Meantime, one of the two women accusing Walker of pressuring her into having an abortion offered new audio recordings yesterday as evidence of their relationship. Walker denies the allegations. The runoff is set for December 6th. Iran has always claimed its nuclear activities are strictly peaceful, but the Iranians acknowledge they have been enriching a lot of uranium, which is what you would do if you wanted to make an atomic bomb. This has not gone unnoticed at the White House, as Cammie McCormick reports.
The Biden administration is expressing deep concern over Iran's claims it's making progress on its nuclear program and ballistic missile capability. National Security spokesman John Kirby said all options are being made available to President Biden. An atomic bomb requires uranium enriched to 90%. The White House will not independently confirm that Iran is close to 60% at an underground site.
The Biden administration's been trying to re-enter the Iran nuclear deal that former President Trump pulled the U.S. out of on the grounds that Iran never had any intention of abiding by it. Kim Jong-un is taking some time off from threatening the U.S. Instead, he's letting his little sister do it.
Kim Yo-jong, who's widely considered the North's second most powerful person after her brother, has lambasted the U.S. for issuing what she called a disgusting joint statement together with such rebels as Britain, France, Australia, Japan and South Korea. She warns the U.S. would face a more fatal security crisis. Jong's opinions come hours after Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield told an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council that the US will circulate a proposed presidential statement condemning the North's banned missile launches and other destabilizing activities. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
TSA agents x-raying luggage at JFK were surprised to discover a live cat in one of the bags they were checking. They contacted the owner of the luggage, who said the cat was packed by mistake. That it belonged to somebody else in the household and presumably just crawled in the bag and decided to curl up in there. The cat is now safely back home. Whoever runs the TSA Twitter account gave it their best shot, writing, "This catch," had our baggage screening officers at JFK saying, "Come on, meow." Well, they're security agents, not gag writers. Laura Gladding, president of the Association of Professional Flight Attendants, says animals cause all kinds of air travel issues.
I have not met a flight attendant who has not had some experience with a pet in the cabin. We had 50 documented reports where there was a return to the gate, or somebody was bitten, or there was non-compliance.
But a cat mistakenly packed and checked in luggage, she says that may be a new one. In other animal news, in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, 2 people are charged with animal cruelty, and an adorable puppy has a new home. Cops say the suspects dropped the puppy off a bridge. Fortunately, it wasn't too far down, and it wasn't too hard to rescue the puppy. One of the rescuing cops decided to adopt the puppy and brought it home to his fiancée. Jasmine Elise Clark, not his fiancée, is charged with torturing animals in the 3rd degree. She could get 4 years in prison. The other suspect's a juvenile, so no information on him or her. Wednesday News Time, 7:19.
Adam, what are you thankful for? Great question, Nick. My new son Henry, eating too much of Mom's pumpkin pie. I'm grateful that Legacy Box has been able to help millions of people safeguard their important recorded moments. And with our Black Friday event that starts now, more families can enjoy digitizing their home movies and pictures with an insane 65% off. Legacy Box is the best gift for you or a family member. It's what Better Homes and Gardens calls the most sentimental gift to make this holiday season special, and what Reader's Digest called a genius product. That's because Legacy Box is simple and safe, and we digitize everything by hand. You'll get your originals back, plus digital copies that protect your treasured tapes, film reels, and photos from floods, mold, even the decay of time. So while the stuffing is in the oven, make sure to visit Legacy Box and shop our Black Friday event to take an unreal 65% off. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast. Black Friday starts now at legacybox.com/value. That's legacybox.com to take 65% off. legacybox.com/value.
Still listening to us on AM? Why not give us a try right now on Crystal Clear 92.3 FM.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 45 degrees, 720. It's Wednesday, November 23rd. I'm Lee Harris. Here's what's happening. It is holiday getaway day. We'll see if people are getting while the getting is good with Glenn Schuck out on the Garden State Parkway. Cops say if you go to bars in Lower Manhattan, you need to be on the lookout for robbers who are killing people with drug overdoses. The Supreme Court clears the way for a congressional committee to get former President Trump's tax returns, but the committee may not have much time to do anything with them. The accused killer in the Club Q shooting in Colorado Springs identifies as non-binary, using they and them pronouns. Ticketmaster will be explaining its Taylor Swift ticket sales screw-up to Congress. Sports, the Rangers won, the Nets lost. 10-10 wins AccuWeather. Sunny, nice and mild today, high 54. What's news time, 7:21. Here's traffic and transit on the ones with Karen Stewart.
We are checking on the northern suburbs over in North Salem. Southbound Interstate 684, south of exit 7 for Route 116. We have an accident. We have the right and the center lanes closed. Today is a gridlock alert day, and it's one of the busiest travel days, if not the busiest travel day this afternoon of the holiday season. Take mass transit. Right now, the only subway delays that we're looking at are Brooklyn-bound 4 and 5s. The Brooklyn-bound 4 and 5s are delayed. Somebody activated the brakes over at Burr Hall. Fun. And so that's why we're delayed on the 4 and 5s right now. All your other subway lines, the MTA says, are doing really well, and all the major metropolitan commuter lines are good. The holiday schedules are all up on all of their apps, LIRR, NJT, so pay attention to those and see how you're going to get around. Hopefully it's in a train or a bus and not a car. Now, as we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels, the accident on the Brooklyn-bound upper level of the Verrazano Bridge is gone. We still have a disabled vehicle on the Bronx-bound Whitestone Bridge where one lane is blocked. We are jammed now the entire Whitestone Expressway up to the Bronx-bound Whitestone Bridge. Alternate side parking rules and regulations are in effect for today. Traffic this time is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Our next report, 7:31. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Thanksgiving's almost here, so get ready to turkey at Whole Foods Market. Get an organic fresh whole turkey for just $2.99 per pound, or choose a fresh whole turkey for just $1.99 per pound, while supplies last. Shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Well, this is your traditional holiday getaway day, although given the way people work these days, you can figure a lot of them are already gone. But don't expect to have the road to yourself, as Glenn Schuck reports from the Garden State Parkway this morning. Glenn?
Here at the James Gandolfini rest area on the border of Bergen County and Rockland, I spoke with Chris Whitley before he's headed into his job at the hospital today. He dropped a friend off at the airport at 3 in the morning.
There was a lot of speeding on the way down, and I guess that's just because people assume nobody's on the road, but the trucks also are swerving back and forth.
Yeah. What was, you went to the airport, Newark, is that where you went?
Yes.
You described your experience. Well, how was that getting there? What was it like?
Newark Airport was pretty crowded. The lines for the queues to get into the different planes were out the door.
Now, a Newsline earlier this week, AAA's Robert Sinclair warning that by this afternoon, things are going to get dicey.
That's going to be Wednesday afternoon starting at 3 p.m. and especially at 5 and going on till 8 in the evening as commuters mix with holiday travelers. It's going to be very, very busy.
Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. The Parkway in Montvale.
If you are sticking around town, they'll be inflating the balloons for the Macy's Parade on Central Park West from noon to 6 today. That will cause some street closures, so be aware of that. And 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM is the official radio station of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, so be aware of that too. Police have detected a robbery pattern that's left at least 7 people dead over the past year or so. It's happening outside bars in Lower Manhattan. Customers walking out of the bars are offered cocaine or marijuana by friendly-seeming robbers who then take the victim's phone and transfer large amounts of money using apps on the phone. There have been at least 16 victims, and 7 of them have died of apparent drug overdoses. 4 suspects are under arrest. Cops still looking for 1 more. And police say if you're patronizing bars in Lower Manhattan, you should be leery of anybody trying to sell you drugs on the street, which is good advice in general as well. We're getting a lot of warnings about RSV, flu, and COVID as people get together for the holidays.
Federal health officials announced a 6-week sprint to get as many Americans as possible vaccinated with the updated COVID-19 boosters before the end of the year.
The best way to save lives this holiday season is to ensure that all Americans, particularly seniors, get their updated COVID vaccine and their flu vaccine.
The push comes as the U.S. deals with high levels of influenza, as well as the respiratory illness RSV.
Correspondent Skylar Henry, one person who won't be speaking to us about this in any official capacity any longer is Dr. Fauci. He held what was probably his final COVID briefing prior to his retirement at the White House yesterday. Things got a bit testy when reporters tried to ask Fauci about the origins of COVID. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was having none of it.
I hear your question, but we're not doing this the way you want it. This is the disrespectful. It is. I'm done. Simon, I'm done. Simon, I'm done. I'm done with you right now.
Dr. Fauci declined to answer any of the questions about the origins of COVID. Now this, Samuel D. Flat Social Security Disability Attorney, 718-544-2767. And now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins, or Steve Potus.
Well, all right, guys. We're going to stop it here. We want to thank you again. So, my suggestion is to subscribe to my channel for the Driving and the News video. You never know where I'm going to be. I might be in a neighborhood near you one day. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video. And before I go, I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving for you and your family. If you live alone, seek out friends. Don't be alone on this Thanksgiving. Give folks a call and socialize. All right, guys, have a great, great day. And I wish everyone a happy, happy Thanksgiving.